Hey guys, today we're gonna be checking out something which is pretty interesting. It's about like a heart attack and how it happens, like the steps to like 4 steps or whatever. And yeah, let's see what it is. I've already seen like about I don't know 5 minutes of it. I thought it was interesting, so sure. I'm trying to keep this slow.
Millions of Americans are sick, and most people don't even know it.
Sorry if it's a bit loud.
Science is set to revolutionize modern medicine. Researchers search for an answer in a race against time. All that and more, right now. Heart disease has been America's #1 cause of death for nearly a century. A culprit so dangerous that some doctors are referring to it as the cardiac curse. In this short presentation, we'll show you the simple in-home test you can do right now to see if you are at risk. You'll also hear about the historical event that eventually led to the discovery of the cardiac curse and the medical revelation that would eventually lead to the salvation of millions of lives. If you or a loved one is at the age where heart disease is a concern, or have high blood pressure, or more than 25 pounds overweight, and especially if you're taking a cholesterol-lowering drug, then the following public presentation could be life-changing for you or someone you care about. My name is Dr. Arash Verliani, and I'm the head of research at Princeton Nutrients. I'm a board-certified physician, a fellow of the American College of Cardiology, and an active member of the American Heart Association. My team and I have worked tirelessly to find an answer to the #1 health concern of Americans. It's reported that every 33 seconds, the cardiac curse takes another life and is claiming more deaths every year than any other disease known to man. Today, you'll hear the tale of how one horribly flawed attempt to solve the problem of skyrocketing heart attacks in the early 20th century led to what I think is the biggest misconception about heart disease ever unleashed on the American public. Misinformation that continues to this day. What's this deadly piece of advice that we've all been sold? That high cholesterol is the sole or primary cause of heart attacks. Today I'll reveal what in my medical opinion is the truth about cholesterol. A group of experts in the medical community now believe the cardiac curse has less to do with how high your total cholesterol is, but with a nasty rogue protein in your bloodstream that causes a gooey sludge to form in your arteries. I'm also going to show you how ridiculous heart advice that has appeared on TV screens and in American textbooks for the last 60 years could be responsible for unwanted belly fat, indigestion, lack of energy, and loss of memory. So if you found yourself experiencing any of these things, it's even more important you pay attention today. My journey to these discoveries began at Finch University of Health Sciences in Chicago, where I received my medical degree, and I was proud to be ranked #1 in my graduating class. I did my internal medicine residency at UCLA Medical Center, where my research centered on nuclear cardiology and
By the way, I don't know how long this is. So
Afterwards, I began my own cardiology practice at UCLA.
we'll see.
It was there that I was honored to win the prestigious Top Physician Award given by the Consumers Research Council of America 3 consecutive years in a row. This led me to becoming a clinical instructor at UCLA's David Geffen School of Medicine, where today I teach medical students, residents, and fellows, along with doing active research myself. In just a moment, I'm going to reveal to you a 45-second-a-day trick that can help restore your body's energy at a cellular level, supporting increased energy production, easier digestion, and higher levels of concentration. I'm going to reveal to you a new compound that now, after years of scientific research, I'm calling it an essential nutrient. Something I believe may be just as important to our bodies as vitamins A, B, and D, and maybe even more important than vitamin C. First discovered in 1979 by the National Institute of Public Health in Oslo, Norway, research now shows ingesting a very small amount of it daily can help improve learning and memory ability, combat oxidative stress, optimize health and function of the cardiovascular system. So please watch this informative presentation to the very end. What you see and hear may startle you, and it could also change your life. Our story begins in 1948 in the United States with one of the most famous government-sponsored studies on heart disease. It was a collaboration that, in my opinion, would eventually lead millions down a false road of hope and to the confusion that still exists today about cholesterol's role in your body. You see, heart attacks at that time were at an all-time high, rising dramatically since the turn of the century. What was once considered a rare poor man's disease
was quickly becoming an epidemic. Fear began to grip the nation because no one knew where this plague was coming from.
I'm
The
actually
spark
learning
that
from
lit
this
the
too, because
fires
I
of
don't know.
panic was the deaths of 2 American presidents, Warren G. Harding, who died in office from a massive heart attack in 1923, and Franklin D. Roosevelt, who died in office in 1945. Roosevelt was diagnosed with heart disease several years prior to his death and died instantly of what's called a cerebral hemorrhage, which I refer to as a heart attack of the brain. Roosevelt's death plunged the nation into heart attack hysteria, and now the rich and poor alike were begging for a cure. The hands of the government were tied, and after many cries from public health officials, they sent Assistant Surgeon General Dr. Gilson Meadows to a small little town outside Boston. You see, the government knew that a country held in a vice grip of panic needed an answer. Any answer. The government soon flagged heart disease for the first time as a problem of national significance. Their plan of attack became known as the Framingham study. This study helped forge what I, and I don't believe I'm alone among heart experts, believe is terrible and potentially even harmful dietary advice. An entire team of America's best gathered together near the small town of Framingham, Massachusetts, to study a sample set of the population, one affected by a 300% increase in heart attacks over just 40 years. Soon after the study was underway, the researchers at Framingham uncovered what appeared to be a smoking gun, the connection between these heart attacks and the amount of cholesterol circulating in the blood of the victims. It appeared that the higher the cholesterol levels rose, the greater the risk of a heart attack became. And as they dove even deeper, they struck pay dirt. They discovered a tar-like substance called plaque that was growing inside the arteries of the victims. Dissecting the plaque, they found that it was made up of both cholesterol and fat. Soon after this discovery, the celebrations began. Victory cries boomed across the nation as the Framingham research team declared, "We've discovered what's causing this deadly rise in heart attacks. It's the fat in our diets and the cholesterol in our blood." Remember, plaque was made up mostly of fat and cholesterol, and foods high in cholesterol are mostly fatty foods. So lowering fat intake from foods like meats and butter became the chant of the day, along with an all-out war on this new villain, cholesterol. Lower cholesterol at all costs, and a similar chant continues to this very day. Lower dietary fat at all costs. While the debate within the medical community over diet and health seems never-ending and ever-changing, for me, the truth about dietary fat is finally coming to the surface. As you'll soon see, I worry that millions are still left in the dark and suffer through a diet that's not only bland, a diet that's begging for the cardiac curse to strike. In the middle of the 20th century, the advice of the Framingham researchers seemed to make sense. However, it didn't exactly turn out as planned. You see, there was a gaping hole in their research. It was a part inside cholesterol they couldn't possibly have seen, as the microscopes and tools of their day simply were not as advanced as ours. What did they miss? It was a heart-protecting form of cholesterol known as HDL. Today we know that there are actually 2 forms of cholesterol. The deadly form is called LDL, and it should be kept low. However, the good form of cholesterol, called HDL, is just the opposite. HDL is deadly when too low, and heart-protective when high. HDL is the good guy. It acts like a gentle scrubber inside your heart arteries, peeling away early plaque formation and toxins that inflame and irritate your arteries. Lowering HDL is a terrible mistake you cannot afford to make. In fact, you should strive to raise it. However, it seems Framingham's diet advice had the opposite effect of what we now know today must be done. You see, a high-carb diet can lower the part of cholesterol that keeps you alive. However, that's not the worst part. I now feel that the diet recommendations from the Framingham study could have caused changes to your body that are robbing you of your energy. However, don't worry. In just a minute, I'm going to show you a simple way I believe you can help restore your body's energy where it counts. In the tiny power plants contained in the center of your body's
It's already
cells.
been 9
You see,
minutes.
once you know how to
Jeez.
charge your body's energy at the source, your entire body can begin to function more efficiently, which actually, as the Framingham study does not mention, can happen from eating high-fat foods. I'm talking about foods like avocados, salmon, black olives, and even peanut butter. Peanut butter is
Ooh,
actually a
peanut butter.
great example. Did you know that peanut butter contains double the amount of protein ounce for ounce than an egg? It's also a source of fiber, vitamin E, niacin, folic acid, and magnesium.
I eat peanut butter
So just because a
sometimes.
food contains a bit of fat, we now know that does
Not
not
really,
necessarily mean it's
sometimes.
unhealthy. It does not mean it will make you fatter, and it especially does not mean it's bad for your heart. It's amazing all we humans have discovered about nutrition in the last 10 years, and I'm going to be sharing more of these findings with you throughout this public presentation.
Okay, well,
But before you start thinking that the Framingham study got it all wrong, not everything from the Framingham study proved to be false. Researchers did uncover plaque, which led to the development of medications that would eventually help maintain healthy hearts with far fewer side effects than the early cholesterol drugs. They correctly connected obesity, smoking, and stress to unhealthy hearts. However, I believed they poisoned the well when they recommended a low-fat diet to cure the heart attack plague. While various researchers since Framingham have doubted the connection between dietary fat and heart attacks, it was one of the directors of the study that finally came clean. In a shocking reversal nearly 50 years later, Framingham director Dr. William Castelli declared the following in the Archives of Internal Medicine.
Jeez.
In Framingham, the more saturated fat
5
one
times
ate,
level.
the lower their bad cholesterol levels
It's
dropped.
like 12, 13 already.
How is this missed?
Nice stuff to do.
I can't say for sure. No one can. Fortunately for us all, we didn't stop researching heart disease after Framingham. For instance, today we believe that heart-saving HDL cholesterol is actually raised when you eat certain fats, the very thing the Framingham studies suggested you never do. While numerous research papers confirm this fact, it took a landmark study to finally put the final nail in the coffin of the connection between fats in our diets and heart attacks. In 2013, the largest study ever conducted on dietary fat and heart health was conducted by Cambridge University researchers along with a team from Harvard University. One simple sentence uttered by one of the key researchers of the study forced doctors everywhere to stop on a dime. Some foods, which are high in saturated fats, seem very consistently to reduce heart disease. You may have seen the cover of Time magazine, which was published soon after the release of this study, which proclaimed that butter was now okay to eat. The ripple effect from this 2013 announcement is just now being felt in many parts of the medical community. And now the truth is finally out. We've been taking our cues from old research conducted almost 70 years ago. So if low cholesterol alone isn't the answer, and if low fat isn't necessarily the key to a healthy heart, what is the answer? This is the question that has racked my brain. Finding the answer while revealing to the public what I fervently believe is the truth about heart disease and cholesterol. And as a side effect, what I'm going to reveal to you today can also help you restore your body's energy deep down at the cellular level so you feel stronger, sharper, and more youthful. Some people even find weight begins to fall off. As when your cellular energy is restored, your body becomes better at turning the foods you eat into energy instead of fat. So if you're overweight, this could be of big benefit to you. So this is what we now know about cholesterol and heart disease. Cholesterol is not clumps of gooey plaque clogging your arteries. Cholesterol is actually a hormone, and 75% of it is produced naturally inside your body.
Whoa.
Many scientists refer to cholesterol as the mother of all hormones, as it is vital to the production of energy-boosting and sex-drive hormones in men, such as testosterone, as well as beauty and anti-aging hormones like estrogen in women. So as you can see, cholesterol is a very important substance. In fact, high amounts of the HDL part of cholesterol is vital for your heart health. The formula is simple. Your good cholesterol should be high, your bad cholesterol should be low. Dietary fats, I and other heart experts believe, can raise good cholesterol, and certain carbohydrates, in our opinion, can raise bad cholesterol. If that was all there was to it, we'd all be in the clear.
Bread?
However, there's one more fact that you must now be told. One that can lead to the birth of the cardiac curse. LDL can become dangerous without specific heart protective nutrients. It does so by creating a terrifying form of plaque. Plaque that clings to your heart arteries like superglue. The sticky substance then collects toxins that can create a condition that can seriously increase the risk of a cardiac event. This led me to a puzzle I knew I had to solve. How can you keep your heart protective HDL high while at the same time stop your LDL from becoming too high?
Stop recording there.
We felt that if we could unlock this mystery, it could change the course of heart health thinking forever. I'm thrilled to announce that together with my team of researchers, we feel we have finally discovered the answer. In fact, it was right under our noses the entire time. While poring over the medical literature, we uncovered a pattern that was unmistakable. Some key protective nutrients are virtually missing in the bodies of heart attack victims. You can find these nutrients in specific foods that I'll share with you in a few minutes. First, I must warn you about the consequences of doing nothing. When these nutrients are depleted, as they are in virtually everyone over the age of 45, the cardiac curse is left to prey on the cells inside the arteries of your heart and create a perfect storm of danger. This all happens in 4 specific stages. Pay close attention so you can determine which stage you are in.
Yeah.
This is a normal heart with healthy arteries. Notice how the blood is